Hey guys, Street Smart Joker here. Today I have a non-superhero graphic novel that I'm going to review. It is called The American Born Chinese by Jin Yang, and it's a pretty famous book. And I have somebody special to introduce you to the book. Alexa, tell me about American Born Chinese.
American Born Chinese is a graphic novel by Jin Yang. Released in 2006 by First Second Books. It was a finalist for the 2006 National Book Awards in the category of Young People's Literature. It won the 2007 Michael L. Prince Award, the 2007 Eisner Award for Best Graphic Album, New, the Publishers Weekly Comics Week Best Comic of the Year, the San Francisco Chronicle Best Book of the Year, the 2006 Comic of the Year.
Yeah, so that's an introduction by Alexa, which talks about how highly profiled this book has been, right? And surprisingly, even for the author, it went on and went on to win multiple awards and multiple nominations in the young adult category. So the story, I'll take you through through the story, but the whole theme, if you say, of this book is all three characters in the book has one simple goal, and that is to fit in, right? So as the title itself suggests, it's like how an Asian character will fit into an American system. I think this is something which can happen across any country or any two different races. So while he is portrayed it in a Chinese who is in an American education system, it could happen to anybody. Even an American in a Chinese or an Indian system could go through the struggles that this person had to go through. Let's jump right into the three characters whom I was speaking about. Right, the very interesting part about this book is the simple format, the simple layering. It's So the first character is called the Monkey King, and I believe he has among the three characters he has the most complicated artwork, so as to speak, because there is also some mythological Chinese mythology tied to his story. I think this is actually part of a Chinese mythology, which is explained in a very simple and easily understandable way by the author. Right, I'm just taking you to the few panels. I still don't understand the reason why they have left out so much of the page space. So there are just 2:2 metrics of panels in each page. Very simple. I actually finished this book in around half an hour, 40 minutes. It was just a simple fast forward read. So there are three storylines. I'm just showing you some of the artwork that is part of this book. Very simple and very comical kind of artwork, so as to say, right? And I felt Monkey King character. This is the only storyline which has so many characters stuffed into one. So his storyline is something like a monkey who wants to be amongst the gods, but ultimately they all mock him and at the end give him his shows him his place. As you could see in this panel, you may be a king, you may be even a deity, but at the end you are still a monkey, right? So that's the message to be taken out from the Monkey King story. Now, from Monkey King, we move on to the next character, which is the title character, which is Jin Wang, right? Jin Wang. He is a Chinese student in the who's just joined the American Education Society, and it talks about his backdrop, where he comes from, how his parents met, and all those stuff, right? Very important thing that comes across this story very early is this from this panel, where this lady tells him that it's easy to become anything you wish, so long as you are willing to forfeit your soul, right? So the question that this book throws at you is that how much are you willing to go to fit in, I mean, versus giving up your own true identity, right? So that's the whole crux of the story, right? And he is very interested in an all-American girl in his class, but obviously he is not an all-American boy, so then that creates some struggles. So this is another important character. You will realize it throughout the book. This is another Chinese student who joins his school later. His name is Wei-Chen Sun, right? And they became close friends. And the third story is around this person. His name is very in a way portrayed called Chin-Kee, right? So this character revolves around another character called Danny. So he is an American kid, and Chinky is his Chinese cousin. And the question that comes to many people's mind is how are they related? Because Danny doesn't have any other Chinese relations. So that's something which you will find out when you go deeper into the story, right? And then the stories start, mingling with each other. The Monkey King story comes into play. It's very funny the way Monkey King story is portrayed, his desires, his ambition, right, and how everyone else mocks him, and how that makes him even more angry to show them their place, and basically he wants to prove that he can be a god even if he's still a monkey, right? And he goes against the all-powerful god himself, as you could see in this panel, who is the all-in-all, right? He created everything. I forgot his name, by the way. I forgot his name, but yeah, he is Se Yo Zu. All that I have created, all of existence, that's all done by him, right? So very interesting way of portraying some of the stuff. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but just taking you through some of the panels, the ease of it. If you feel like picking it up, definitely go ahead. It's a simple story, throws out a lot of messages and hidden meanings, and that's the reason why I think it got recognized by many mediums and nominated for many other awards. Artwork is pretty simple. It's a very good way for somebody to enter into the world of comics. That's how I would put it, and throws out a message that how far are you willing to go to fit in, and ultimately when you do fit in, what are you losing, right? So it's a matter of also of the compromises one needs to make, right? So that's the story. It reminded me some of the folklore of the Indian mythology as well. I'm not going to call it out where and when, but showing you some of the nice panels of the Monkey King. I think he's the one who gets a lot of very interesting screen times and action and all those kind of stuff, right? And he pretty much brings together the complete story. So not taking through anything much, but so just showing you a few panels, and I think after that I'll shut it off. So that is American Born Chinese. Very interesting book. Interesting in the way the message is conveyed, and the simple way in which it conveys the message for anybody to take back, right? So that's my review of American Born Chinese. Will I pick it up as a superhero fan? This was just a trial for me. I wanted to venture into other comics outside of the superhero genre, try out different stuff, see what the comic medium has to offer, and I feel it's pretty much worth it, right? This story definitely for me was worth the effort that I put into getting the story. Amongst all the superhero stuff, it does definitely stand out, and it shows you the reason why comic as a medium stands out, and the kind of hardcore message it can portray. That's clearly shown in this story. And all these three stories within this book will seem very distant and far from each other at multiple points in the book, and it will all tie together towards the end in a very beautiful way. My only complaint, if I have any, for this book is it takes a long time to build the characters, each of these three different characters and their backdrops and their story. But the way it ends, ties everything together and ends, I feel is a bit rushed. It leaves you wanting more, right? More story and more drama in the way it can finish. That will be my only complaint. But should I pick it up or not? Definitely yes. So thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, and good night.